It's finally over. After 40 days of chaos, the longest government shutdown in US history is one step closer towards ending. On Sunday, November 9th, the US Senate passed legislation that could reopen the US government after a 40-day shutdown. Here's the fast breakdown. The Senate finally got the 60 votes it needed. Why now? In short, Democrats caved. For 40 days, they blocked the vote, demanding that any funding bill also include an extension for healthcare subsidies. Republicans refused, but the pain became too high. 2,500 flights were cancelled yesterday alone as air traffic controllers missed their pay. The entire US travel system was breaking down. A group of 8 moderate Democrats finally broke ranks and voted with the Republicans. In exchange, they got a promise, just a promise, of a separate vote on healthcare later. It wasn't just them. 3 conservative Republicans were also holding out until they got a direct phone call from Donald Trump telling them to pass the deal. The political pressure from all sides simply became unbearable. This shutdown was actively crippling the economy and the markets. First, the Federal Reserve or the Fed was flying blind. With the government shut, there was no new data on inflation or jobs. The US Federal Reserve, which needs this data to decide on interest rate cuts, was in the dark. The market hates that uncertainty. Second, consumer chaos. The airline industry was grinding to a halt, and consumer sentiment catered. People were scared, not spending. This is the uncertainty that dragged down both the S&P 500 and even the Nifty last week. So, what happens to your money? Are we going to see a relief rally? First, expect an immediate market pop. The S&P 500 will jump with a gap up opening. This is just the removal of fear. Watch airline and travel stocks soar. Second, we might see a data rally. As the government reopens, it will release all the backed up economic data. As long as it's not a total disaster, the market will likely celebrate just having the numbers. This also clears the path for the main event, the December Fed meeting. The certainty of a rate cut might now go back up, restoring confidence to stock market investors, because a rate cut is rocket fuel for stocks, especially the tech stocks. Let me end this with a word of caution. The government shutdown may be ending, but that's just one of the factors that decides the direction in which the stock market goes. A lot of tech company valuations are still frothy. Jerome Powell did not seem to be in a favor of a December rate cut in the last Fed meeting. And better than expected tech earnings couldn't save last week's market fall, which might mean that the bulls might be running out of steam. How do you think this would affect the stock market after 1 week? Let me know in the comments, and see you tomorrow.